We got one more in us, Christopher.
All right, Miss Savanah and Miss Jen. The Boston Bombshells. Here we go in 3, 2, 1.
The best leadership happens when you step away for 10 minutes.
This is Back in 10.
You do that all the time. Hello, everyone.
Hi, everyone. For everyone listening, I do the rocker hand sign. Like, yeah. And I open my mouth, I stick my tongue. I'm like, yeah. That's like my go-to face. It's not attractive at all, but it's so much fun to do.
Well, if you're listening to us while you're driving just once, you should just watch on YouTube so you can see the funniness that goes on. But anyone. Okay. And anyways, welcome to Back in 10, everyone.
Hi.
I am Jen.
And I'm Savanah. Here we are.
We're here.
Happy
Ta-da!
Thursday, everyone. How
There
funny is
you
that?
go.
It's Thursday and we're recording. Oh, wait, we air on Thursdays and we're recording on a Thursday. Just
There
me.
you go.
Okay.
There you go. So last episode, we were talking about inventory management and not being wasteful and everything that goes on with it. So if you didn't listen to that one, go back and listen to that one. But what we're going to talk about today is operatory turnover, efficiency, how we can make sure that we have everything that we need, right? From the inventory standpoint. And then just turning over, how do we keep on track? How do we stay ahead of schedule instead of behind schedule?
I mean, it all depends on how quickly the procedure is completed and how fast how motivated your assistant is in turning over that opportunity.
Or hygienist. I will say that is my biggest pet peeve is being late.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
even just in the office. If you are on time, you are late. If you are early, you are on time.
And if you're late, don't bother showing up.
Don't.
That's what I would say.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I did 1 and 2. You just took that baby home. So when we talk about turnover of the operatory, it's really important that one, I know Savanah, we were talking in the last episode too, that everyone knows where everything is. So all the operatories are set up correct, not correct, the same way. So does your team know where the gloves are? Do they know where the disinfectant is? Do they know where everything is to set up? Your barriers, everything to help to save time. Time is money, right? Not just yours. It's your patience. It's very valuable. It is extremely valuable. So you need to make sure that you're setting your team up for success. And that's a huge part of it.
And part of that success is making sure that you have that SOP or step-by-step checklist for them. Visual checklists are always super handy because mid-procedure you could have some decision fatigue, as I've learned in other courses, and having a visual representation of the workflow for your turnover can be actually really helpful for your team when they're,
especially when they're learning and stuff too. If if you have new team members, like that should all be part of your manual that you have,
right?
You should have everything there, pictures, like what you expect the barriers to look like. Do you remember the blue barrier tape? Do you fold it over so it's easier to remove? Like there's so many different things, and that's minutia, right? But if you have a team member that's new to the practice, that's good for them to understand. And just also, maybe they've never done it before. So it's always good just to kind of shadow and see how things are too, because everyone does things differently.
You said something interesting though. It's like that. Sorry, I have to cough. Okay, I feel better. You said something interesting where a task may seem minutia, but it's in those minute moments that you reclaim lost time or potentially lost time in that appointment. I think that is a huge win, and any any way to turn over the operatory or to set up the oratory that's going to save you time and be
Mhm.
more efficient, put it in that SOP. Keep it in there, even
Yeah.
if it's you need to fold the blue barrier tape by 2 inches to the right. Cool. If that's going to save me 3 seconds, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and I think
Put it in there.
so it's funny, I had a hygienist years ago that, like, came into my op and she's like, "How why do you bend your saliva ejector like that?" So normally they're straight, right? But you don't know until, like, you see people do it. So I didn't bend it just like this, how I'll say it's customary, because it always gets stuck in people's cheek, especially if they have less collagen. It just gets stuck, and no one wants that. So I would go like this and then bend it out. I can't do it with my finger. I should go get a flexi straw. Because it went in and it would bend out, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, that's genius!" Because it would get the saliva and the water and everything, especially if you're using like piezo or Cavitron. But it wouldn't get stuck to their cheek. So they would never have known that had they not helped me break down my room, because they saw how it was bent, right? So with that too, yes, it's good to look and see how everyone's doing it, but also you also see that when you help each other, and that's a huge
Right.
part of being in a team in a dental office. Is turning over a room is not one person's responsibility.
No,
Everyone can help.
that is my pet. That was my pet peeve. The appoint. Okay. So let's say
Oh boy, here
Tammy's
she goes.
appointment.
Okay, ready? Go ahead. Go ahead, Savannah. Yes.
Tammy's appointment ran late. She has to run to the restroom. Katie's appointment ran early. She's sitting back there going to have a snack. Cross training your team to help each other flip rooms. Katie was a hygienist. Tammy is the assistant. That hygienist who has available time can certainly hop in to start the turnover process. It is absolutely a team effort for sure.
Mhm,
For
mhm.
sure.
Regardless of what operatory it is. So
Regardless,
I'm I feel like I've been saying some controversial things with hygienists, but I'm going there again.
do it. I dare you.
Oh, you don't have to dare me, because I'm gonna do it. Okay,
Just go
hygienists,
and
I
do
can
it.
say this because I am one. You are part of a team. It is your responsibility as a team member to help where it's needed. So if your doctor or assistant need help cleaning a room, or even just putting their instruments away,
Through the
like
Steri
going
Center,
get them
like,
into the steri process, like
yep.
go and do it. You might not know what to do with some of the items because there's a lot in there, I'll say, but go and help. Just go and ask. Take their cassette, go put it in the bath. Do whatever you need to do to help them. That is not beyond your level of expertise. You are
No.
a team, and
Right.
you need to do it. You also need to help in steri, because that's part of the turnover process. So do not leave that to the assistants to do. That is your responsibility as well. Those are not just your instruments, those are everyone's instruments. So
Preach.
please just lead a helping hand, because I have seen that so much, not only in practices that I have worked with or worked for.
Yeah.
There's so many team members. A lot of them are hygienists because they're busy. I get it. Everyone is busy. Help each other out. More hands, less work.
More hands,
Help
less work.
each other. Please help each other. That was my soapbox moment. Stop
Again,
being
that's
one
not
of
a soapbox.
those hygienists, I'll say. Stop being one
That's
of
not a
those.
soapbox. That's removing pedestals off
Yes.
of that's just removing pedestals. The team mentality, like you just preached, and I totally agree with you, is that you are that team. I mean,
Mhm.
nothing's stopping you from taking the plastic off the chair and put it in the trash.
No. And even if you're a guest hygienist or you're a temp in an office,
Mm.
whatever you want to call it, regardless of what the position is,
Yeah.
heck, if you're temping in an office and you're admin, however, you're also a dental assistant, just go and help. Just tell them,
Mhm.
say, hey, you know what? I have infection control training. I'm also an assistant. Or even if you're admin and you're not an assistant, but you have done infection control, you know how to turn over rooms. That
Yep,
is an amazing skill that you can help with. So do
totally.
it. So do it. Get in there. Get
But
down and
there
dirty.
get down on it. Get down, baby. Get
Mhm.
down on it. Get down. That can just be your theme song while you're doing it.
There you
Um,
go.
it's and turning over operatories or setting up operatories. It's not busy work, guys. It's part of the workflow and strategy. I mean, I have heard like, well, I know that that assistant has, has their flow and how they want to break down a room. They might have preferences, but if you're running behind and they need help,
Mhm.
those preferences become
Mhm.
not a priority. The priority is
Mhm.
cleaning the room for your next patient because your next
Right.
patient is not your priority.
Right.
So that workflow really impacts the your capacity
Yeah.
for booking those appointments too.
Yeah, 100%. And look, the easiest thing to do, honestly, is okay, they closed up their cassette. That sucker's locked. Take it and bring it to Steri. That is
Yeah.
less steps for them to do. While you're doing that, they're doing
Yeah.
other things in their op that is not disrupting their flow at all.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
could even be a way if you have a team member that you see is running behind and you know that they have their flow that they like to do, that can be an easy thing to talk to them about and say, "Hey, I noticed that you're running behind and it seems to me it's because of turnover.
Right.
I want to offer something to you to see because I really want to help to support you with this. I
Right.
understand you have a flow. Can I just run in and just grab your cassette from you? Once you close it up, you put everything in there where you want it to be. Can I
Yep.
just go and run and just put it in Steri for you so it's one less thing that you have to do?" I
Mhm.
can't imagine that they would say no. If they say no, then you got bigger problems on your hand.
Oh yeah.
And that's a completely different conversation. But just doing something like that and having that conversation with the team member can be so impactful, not
Mhm.
just to them personally, but to your entire day and your
Yeah.
flow as a team and turning that room over.
100%. Uh, So we've talked a lot about breakdown. What about setting up? That is, I
Mm.
mean, that is just as, I mean, you need to pay attention to that as well in terms of time and efficacy
Mhm. Mhm.
for making sure you're staying on schedule and you're meeting your goals.
Mhm.
Um, One thing to consider with that is what do your trays look like? Are your setups um so complete and thorough that your team is going to spend less time going to run down the hall to get an
Mhm.
extra burr and more time in the end setting up for the next patient. So I
Mhm.
think prior preparation prevents poor performance. So the setup is just as important as breakdown as well.
Mhm.
And talking about team being involved as a team, setup is also like way easier. If you're a
Mhm.
hygienist and you can hop in to help for setup, what help me out? Barriering, there we go. Rebarriering a room is so easy. You do it all day.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
help each other out. And dental assistants too. It goes both
Mhm.
ways. I know we're not shitting on hygienists, guys. Absolutely not.
No.
Everyone is a
No.
team. We are promoting the team
No.
mentality. But the same things goes for dental assistants too. If you see your
Mhm.
hygienist had a really tough patient that turned into
Oh, yeah.
a quad of perio scaling, she
Mhm.
might be running 5 to 10 minutes behind. Hop in
Mhm.
and help her out too. It goes both ways.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and I think on the setup side of it too, I'll say everyone has a different idea of what can be preset up,
Yeah.
right? So, what can you have prepared beforehand? So, in some offices, they'll have a tray with 2 by 2s, with cotton rolls, with floss, with a bib, everything there, and they just grab it because they know that they use that for every single
Yeah.
patient. They just grab it and they use it. Others do not.
Yeah.
You really need to figure out what works best for your team.
Right.
I'll say, remember there are certain things that you need to sterilize before they can go into a patient's mouth. So
100%.
those might need to be that's something that you can prep, right? Say you need to have 2x2s and cotton rolls, like have them in the bags. You've already sterilized them, then you grab it and go. But having your room set up that we talked about in the same exact way and you have everything that you need in one place and not in multiple drawers makes it so much easier that you don't have to then take that time again to prep everything.
Right.
So, for example, like for hygiene, if they need prophy paste, 2x2s, floss, anything else that they might need, even saliva rejector, right? If they're all in the same drawer and they can just grab everything and go, there's no reason to take more time to set everything up. But again, it all depends on your practice. So it's really practice specific.
Yeah.
Um, do you even have the space to have all those trays set up prior to, right? Some offices don't have the space to be able to do that in a sanitary way, I'll say. So really just talking to your team about it and looking at it and understanding what your products are, right? What your inventory is, what you
Yeah.
need to do with it prior, um, and what works best for the team.
You bring up probably the most important part, most important part for me in terms of turnover efficacy and efficiency. Um, Infection control. You already said it. The speed at which you set up and break down an operatory should never compromise your patient safety, right? We need to make sure that, yes, we're in compliance with our sterilization
Mhm.
and barrier standards.
Mhm.
And that is absolutely
Mhm.
non negotiable.
Right.
Um, and
Right.
that there, I took a class at a conference that I used to run. And and one of the I mean, I the biggest thing I took out of that class was, safe and fast, baby. We can
Mhm.
be fast about what we're doing, but we got to be safe
Mhm.
about it.
Mhm.
We
Mhm.
got to make sure that our all of our team is on side with
Yeah.
helping each other out, but safely doing it.
Mhm. Yeah, and half of the things, more than half, that you're gonna set up needs to be done in front of the patient when they sit down.
Absolutely. It's like going
So
to a nail salon and they don't open up the bag with the instruments, then you're gonna touch your toes. Hell
yeah.
no. Get me out of
No.
here. I
And
no.
review that with the team. Like you need to be able to they need to be able to also explain in layman's terms, but explain your sterilization process to your patients and
Yeah.
why they're doing certain things. And man, isn't that a great experience for a new patient coming into your office and your team telling them like everything is sanitized, they can see everything. There's all new clean barriers up there. It
Yeah.
doesn't look like someone's been messing around with them all day. Like it's really important that you do those things cuz safety is our priority. We are healthcare professionals and our patient safety is our responsibility.
I loved that about my practice. We would do a new patient tour. So we'd like have introduce them to the team as they would walk through, and we would specifically stop at the Steri Center and explain our sterilization process. If you're
Mhm.
not doing that for new patients, get on it. It's really impactful. And yes, it may take 1 or 2 extra minutes in that new patient appointment, in which case find out where you can save those 1 or 2 extra minutes throughout the rest of the appointment, you know what I'm saying? Scheduling efficacy.
There you go. But it is your steri area should be a showpiece. It should
Oh,
be a
yeah.
showcase to patients. So,
Oh, Jen and I
nothing on the
Jen and I were
counter.
at a practice in Florida. We were
Oh,
at Teresa Spence's
was
practice,
gonna say it. Hey,
in
Teresa,
Amelia Island.
I wanna work there.
I mean, not only is it beautiful, however, they have 2 sterilization centers, and when I tell you, it looked like it was just installed. It looked like a brand new kitchen. I was
Chef's
like,
kiss.
"Wow, this is," and it was impeccably clean.
Mhm.
Impeccable. And
Mhm.
that was my reaction after, 15 years of walking through dental practices with a keen
Mhm.
eye to be like that impressed, I was like,
Oh,
holy
yeah.
shit, this
Yeah.
is amazing. This is like
Not that I ever would,
it.
but, like, I could, like, have a 5-course meal off of never mind their counters, like, their floor. It was
Yeah.
so clean. It was amazing. Teresa, if
Yeah.
you're listening to this, you should just share a photo with everyone of your beautiful steri areas because
Gorgeous.
they're
Gorgeous.
phenomenal. So
Yeah. So
organized.
anyways,
There's a flow, but that's important. You need to have a flow, right? You need to make sure that your your turnover, your breakdown, your setup of everything in your operatory, that you have a
yeah.
flow and walk through it with your team, because you might find they're wasting 3 minutes somewhere because the flow is interrupted, right?
Right.
There's it's not a smooth flow. You need
Right.
you need something else.
And speaking
But
of flow
go
too,
through it.
depending on your like your autoclaves and the instrument tools you're using in your steri center, if you have multiple steri centers, make sure that the team is well aware what is going in which steri center. I know when we expanded our practice, we had 2 sterilization areas, and it until we ironed out the flow of what was going where, it just became a master clusterfuck. And
Mhm.
we had to hone in on what I see. I
Beep.
swore. Sorry. All right. Well,
Cluster.
I mean, people aren't like airing this while the patients are sitting there. So if you're sitting there, go check out the steri center. Is it clean? Yes or no? If it isn't, book it. Get out.
I
Leave.
love that
There-
you didn't even know. You just popped. You just totally, but cluster. Mm-hmm.
Cluster. Oh, I went to Boston.
No,
Cluster.
cluster.
Sorry, King. Sorry.
We're gonna beep that one. We're gonna beep,
Should we
so
do
we
them? I
don't
don't
get.
keep any of them, Jen.
Well, I want to make sure we don't get flagged as explicit.
Well, I mean, I guess on the YouTube version of this, I will put a bleep, but on podcast, we can say whatever the flip we want.
There
See,
you go.
I was good there. I didn't say the actual word I wanted to say.
There you
Sorry.
go.
Anyway,
good.
but yeah. So, okay, my 3 takeaways from this podcast, because we are definitely out of time, is okay, so turnover efficiency. Team, everyone's a team. Be a team player.
Yep.
Help out breaking down, setting up where you can.
Mhm.
Encourage that of your team. You as a
It is.
leader, you need to encourage it.
It's
All
everyone's
right,
responsibility.
that was 1. 2, what's your top one, Jen?
Oh, it is everyone's responsibility. Turnover, sterilization, it is everyone's responsibility.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
3, safety and speed are symbiotic. It is not this or that, it's both. So make
Mhm.
sure with setting up and breaking down, we are aware of both of those things. Oh, Groot, do you have something to say? Yeah, he agrees with his mom.
That's good. Perfect. He likes number 2 better. He must have liked mine better. That was the bark.
I think that's what it
Thanks,
was.
Trudy. Love you, bud. Well, that's good. It was your dog this episode. It was mine the last one. So
True.
There
Did
we
we have
go.
a third one? Wait, what's our third one?
that we need there. That was the third. Thanks, Groot.
Thanks, Groot. We love you, buddy. I hope that picks up on the microphone.
There you go.
We talked a lot about a lot of stuff.
We
Sorry,
did.
gang.
Have a fabulous day, everyone.
I hope you all have a wonderful day.
Go tell your team they got to help you out.
I'm doing it and I'm owning it. Don't judge me. Peace sign.
Thanks for spending a few minutes with us on Back in 10.
If something made you laugh, nod, or feel a little more human, share it with a friend and make sure that you're subscribed.
You can also follow us on Instagram at Back in 10 Pod for more behind the scenes, updates, and probably a little chaos.
We're not here to have it all figured out. We're just here to tell you the things that we wish someone had told us.
And remind you that leadership doesn't have to be perfect, just real.
We'll be back in 10.